Yeah.
What if the water world was piss?
Piss World.
The real piss was the friends we made along the way.
This movie's gonna flop, our minds about to pop. But enough of that noise, time for the B-roll, boys!
Welcome back to B-roll, boys. Bringing
Stop
in
the steal.
21. Fucking damn it, Harlan. Welcome back to B-roll, boys. We're bringing in 2021 with a fucking shitty ass stinker. This is I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry from 2007, directed by Dennis Dugan. And I'm Justin. I'm your host, and I've got Harlan and Wes with me.
Holy shamu.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's up?
So this was way worse than I expected it to be. I kind of viewed this as like a layup because any Adam Sandler movie post 2000 is going to be horrible.
2004.
2000?
2004.
But this was shockingly bad. I didn't think that this would be worse than Jack and Jill, but I think it's worse than Jack and Jill.
I haven't seen Jack and Jill, but I guess I have to take your word for it because you've seen both of them now because you're just an Adam Sandler aficionado.
Right.
But me, I can't comment. But
I fucking hate Adam Sandler. I don't even like his quote-unquote good movies. I like Billy Madison. I think it's all right, and that's about it.
Justin, why do you hate fun?
This was fun. This was fun to you.
What?
This fucking 2-hour like Godfather saga of a movie about two dudes pretending to be gay.
All right,
okay.
Why was this movie 2 fucking hours long? Because like I didn't know that going in, but we pulled it up and I saw it was an hour 55 minutes, and I was like, holy fuck! Something tells me it's gonna be super bloated. And yeah, surprise, it is. It's way fucking long. There's so much bullshit you could cut out. And it's not even funny. Like you can't be like, yeah, it's not really necessary to the plot, but it's a comedy movie, so you know it's just there to make you laugh. But no, I didn't laugh once this whole fucking movie.
This is the least funny thing I've ever seen.
I don't know, Harlan. I thought I heard a little snort there, huh? Maybe
If
once
I
or
did
twice?
laugh, it was because we were all being stupid the whole time.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, you have to grade our laughter on a curve because we're just gonna make each other laugh or ourselves laugh if we're vain, Wes.
Or if I was laughing at the movie, it was because I was laughing at how like dated it is, because it's just like, you know, for a movie that like at the end of the day it does have like themes of like acceptance towards, you know, gay people, but I mean, that being said, this movie is really not cool to gay people. It's pretty offensive, I think.
It just dunks on gay people for like 2 hours and then they're like, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Like they're so horrible that no matter what redemption arc they were given, it just wasn't going to redeem them.
Like if you have
They're
a
just
pulse,
horrible people.
If you have a pulse, you can predict every beat of this movie like within 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Every single predictable turn from every dumb fuck comedy like this, it's extremely obvious. Every single, you could kind of just copy and paste these criticisms to any Adam Sandler movie post 2000
And 6.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to bump it up a couple years because I forgot Click came out in 2006.
Oh my God, you're really going to die on the hill of Click?
Listen, dude.
You've
All
had
right.
a lot of like horrible takes, specifically about Pokemon starters, but this is like the worst one.
Justin, you're outvoted on Squirtle, man. Squirtle is the best.
Yeah, Squirtle. Harlan, Squirrel Squad? That's
Squirtle
right.
Squad.
Squirrel Squad. Squirtle.
Bulbasaur is the best one. You guys are
just
more
saying-
than welcome to be wrong at every
I'm just
turn.
saying, there was a solid like 10, 12 years there where Adam Sandler was pretty funny, all right? Maybe you don't understand because you're such a youngin', all right?
Yeah,
But the 90s...
I clearly was not like cultured enough to understand 2006.
I'm not talking... Okay, Billy Madison, gold. Happy Gilmore, gold. Wedding
Billy
Singer,
Madison is
genuine
okay.
good movie. Billy Madison's okay.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's some fucking classic.
You're Billy
can't-
Madison.
I watched that like 5 years ago and I barely remember it. I just remember like leaving my room and just being like, oh, that was fun. That was all right. That was better than Grown Ups 2.
Yeah, I have only seen Adam Sandler's shitty movies. I haven't seen any of his supposedly good ones. Although, you know what? I did watch 50 First Dates Like probably a lot when I was younger for some reason.
Fart
I watched
knocker
that
of a
movie a few
movie.
times and I recall liking it, but then again I was like 10, so who fucking knows? But yeah, in my
I like
mind,
that
Adam
one.
Sandler is like purely shit.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I thought that he was a completely talentless hack until I saw Uncut Gems and realized that he can be legitimately amazing when he doesn't have his like Kevin Smith entourage with him of untalented dickheads that he brings into every single movie. Especially Rob Schneider, the world's like most shameless coattail rider.
But
I
dude,
100% agree about Rob Schneider. I hate Rob Schneider, but every
dude,
time
you
I
guys
see
didn't
Kevin
think
James,
it was funny when he was a carrot or a stapler?
Or
No.
Nick Swartzen. Like, I don't think I can think of a person less funny than Nick Swartzen. Larry King is funnier than Nick Swartzen.
I don't. Every time I see Kevin James, it makes me sad because it's like Chris. That should be Chris Farley right now. I feel like the entire Adam Sandler dynamic died with Chris Farley.
Who's the most tolerable of his entourage? Is it David Spade?
I think it's David Spade.
Of like his nameable entourage or his like background group of like personal friends that are in all of his movies.
I think
Well,
all
obviously
of
we
them.
can't name them, but
There's-
yeah,
yeah,
I think David Spade is probably the most tolerable.
A David Spade, yeah, I guess, because you know Tommy Boy is amazing.
I didn't see Tommy Boy. I can't comment.
Yeah, same.
You guys
I
gotta
didn't
see
see.
Tommy
I
Boy.
didn't see Thompson Man.
Should we get into the actual movie?
Do we have to?
Let's
Hey,
crap,
man, you picked it.
crack
It's your
this
fault.
fucker open.
Look, like I said, I knew this was going to be bad. I wanted us to. Well, I didn't know we were going to be taking a break, but I wanted to like really hammer home like a shitty movie.
Justin,
This was
you,
worse than I even expected.
You single-handedly ruins 2021 already.
Yeah.
Out of everything that's happened this year so far,
We're not even 2 full weeks into it.
literally everything.
All right.
This is the worst part.
Yeah. So, okay, the plot, in quotes. It's basically these two dudes they pretend to get a domestic partnership because this was pre-gay marriage back in the dark days of 2007. And they get a domestic partnership so Kevin James's kids can get his pension or some shit. And that's it.
Yeah, they like for some reason like he wants to make his Kevin James's wife died a few years ago, and he wants to make his kids the beneficiary of his life insurance policy. And for some reason they just won't let him do it.
Okay, that's the thing. He had an entire year to do it, and he just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So automatically he's a
negligent
piece of
father.
shit. Yeah. Because he's like afraid to open his mail because it had his dead wife's name on it or something, so he didn't want to open it. But now his kids are fucked because he's going to lose his pension due to some legal bullshit. Doesn't
Yeah,
that sound
and he's
hilarious?
Yeah, and he's a firefighter, so he's like he has a sense of urgency. He's like, if I die, my kids will have nothing. Blah blah blah. So that's like his dilemma, and then he saves Adam Sandler's life, and he's like, "You need anything, man? I gotcha." And he's like, "Okay, let's be gay. Let's get married." And then you have your movie.
Oh, and we also have Adam Sandler is basically like the world's biggest horn dog, and every single
Okay.
woman within 100 miles wants his dick.
Not
Like,
even exaggerating.
Just
And they
like
play
reaching
up to
for him in
be-
the streets
They play him up to be fucking Hugh Hefner or some shit.
because he was in like a model calendar once.
Well,
He was
and-
Mr. February like 20 years ago.
And like he's like literally swimming in women. Like there's a point in the movie where like Kevin
got
James comes
binders
over to his
full of 'em.
place. Yeah, and then like and they're talking in the living room, and then a girl pokes her head out of the bedroom. She's like, "Come back to bed, Adam Sandler," and she's like super attractive, and you're like, okay, that's annoying enough because it's like, come on, Adam Sandler, like getting a girl like that, come on. And then another girl pokes her head out, and then like a fucking like it's like a clown car, like 6 women are in there, and then the doctor from the hospital that they were in earlier shows up. And like he's got like 7 women in his bedroom at once, and I'm like, I think you can sum up my biggest problem with this movie, and in one of the first scenes is the total lack of self-awareness with like say that, and like they go to a burning building, and they can hear someone screaming for help, and they're like, we're coming, and they get to him, and he's like this really big fat dude, and he's like, I can't get up. He's like, I haven't walked in 5 years, help. And
it's funny because gets, fat.
And it gets, and yeah, that's when Kevin James says the oh so memorable one-liner, holy Shamu. Who could forget such a line?
I actually already forgot.
And it gets so cartoony because they get him out in like the most like almost Three Stooges kind of way possible, and then they literally have a forklift like carry him away. And as he's being carried away, he's like, "Thank you, you're heroes. Take me to the deli. I need a sandwich." And it's just like,
yeah, they're trying to cart the 600-pound guy out of a burning building, and they're just like throwing off one-liners the whole time.
Yeah, there's like no sense of urgency. Like, it's so fucking dumb.
I mean, see, you'd say, oh, but it's a comedy, but see, that would imply that it was supposed to be funny. And if it was, it would have been okay.
That's the thing. Like, almost none of these jokes land. I know that humor is subjective, but who thinks this is funny?
Dude, I can't imagine that there was any laughter in the theater at this. Like,
it's not even because it's offensive. It's just like stupid.
Yeah, it's just
and
not
a lot
funny.
of it's really mean-spirited too.
It's so stupid that even I don't think it's like funny. I am extremely lowbrow. I am extremely dumb, and this movie was too stupid for me. And yes, this is probably the meanest movie I've ever seen.
Justin and I's combined IQ is 0, and we didn't find this funny.
I mean, I guess that's supposed to be like their arc is that like they like are mean and dismissive towards other people, and then they walk a mile in gay people's shoes, and then they're nicer to them. But like, we didn't need all that shit along the way, you know?
Well, because it just dragged everything out. There was no reason for this to be 2 hours. It's like it didn't want to end. There was always like some kind of tail end to everything that happened.
I mean, that Halloween party they went to, for example, like, yeah, what was the point of that? It was like I think that was like 20 minutes spent at that dance party, and like you could have taken all of it out.
It's just supposed to like dunk on gay people, and that's like the entire point of this. Is it's basic. And another thing that they do in extremely poor taste. I mean, the whole movie's in poor taste. This is fucking atrocious. Birth of a Nation is less offensive than this stupid movie, but like. So Kevin James is supposed to have a son that it's very heavily implied to be gay because he's into like live theater and musicals and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he acts effeminate. So the whole script is just like, "Ooh, look at this little kid." And Kevin James is like, "Why don't you just watch the fucking Mets? Come on, watch some baseball. It's America's pastime."
Oh yeah, and like when Adam Sandler moves in, the kid finds his porn. And Kevin James is like, "No, don't look at that." And Adam Sandler's like, "Maybe he should look at it. We need to fix him by showing him porn."
And then he screams and runs out of the room.
Yeah, I can't I don't think you can even say that like, oh, it just aged poorly. Like, because I think even in 2007, this would have been dumb.
I mean, I don't think that this like did terribly. Did this do terribly well? I didn't actually see what the full budget versus the gross was. Oh,
didn't you say it was
Jesus
80 million
Christ.
and it made like 119?
It was 85 million budget, and then worldwide it made 187 million. Man, 187 million worth of cunts watching this in theaters. Jesus Christ.
That's way too much. I'm so happy because by the time we ended up recording this episode, they took it off of Netflix, and I thought we were going to have to rent it, but it turned out to be free on fucking Peacock. So
yeah,
don't support it.
Shout out to Peacock for once again injecting The Office into my life, which I didn't need any more of. The Office is okay. I think the Office is the Rick and Morty of live action shows that I think are okay, but are totally ruined by their fan base.
That's 100% fair.
Yeah.
I like I said, I've seen every single episode of The Office, but like I probably wouldn't rewatch it. Like it's fine. It was pretty funny, but it's not my entire personality, my life.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it before. I thought it was fine. It was fun.
See, my personality is I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Right. That's my life. That's in my Tinder bio.
We're going to get
I'm looking for the
now.
Chuck to my Larry.
I now pronounce you Justin and Harlan.
Shocked by Larry. Oh, mercy. Okay, so where were we in this stupid fucking movie?
Well, I mean, do we really need to go through the plot? Like,
Not
so much of
really.
it.
I mean,
this could be like a 50-minute long movie. Like, because yeah, like you said, like, you know where it's gonna go. Like, because they get their domestic partnership, whatever, and then they fucking like they're being investigated because they don't think they're actually gay. They get a lawyer.
Because there's been a bunch of fraud before, quote unquote. And then, yeah, they have a lawyer, and Adam Sandler falls in love with her. Who could have saw that coming?
It's Jessica Biel.
And then he's got to pretend that he's gay in front of her. And then
And of course, she takes her clothes off because that's just necessary for a female cast member in an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, that's fine.
Every single time.
That's perfectly fine.
And he better be paying fucking well for all these shitty movies.
Well, I'm actually confused about some aspects of this plot because, like, by the end of the movie, like, no, come on,
The
bear with me.
intertangling web of lore.
Bear with me. Come on, hear me out.
How many pacing issues do we have, Harlan?
Oh, come on, dude, you can't blame me for
The
that
whole
one.
thing is a pacing issue. It moves like rubber cement the whole time.
Yeah,
No,
you can't
okay,
blame me on this one.
This is one time I'll agree with you.
Yeah. Come on. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like so they're being investigated because no one thinks they're gay, and like Steve Buscemi is like digging through their trash, and he's like, your trash isn't gay enough. I don't think you're gay. And so like they're like trying to act gay the whole movie, and like, and by the end of it, they like they have like a court hearing, to like verify the legitimacy of their relationship
Of the gay.
and like all eyes in New York are on this court hearing, and I'm like, why does anyone give a shit? Like there are like news stations covering this shit, and like there are like giant crowds of people outside like protesting for and against it, and like the courtroom is packed with people at this court hearing. Just like, what are all these people doing here? Why are they famous?
Why is Adam Sandler the most famous person on earth in this movie?
Like they're like, oh, he was a calendar model, and I'm like, okay, he's not like what? I mean, like I can't even pretend that he's like that. Like there are way more attractive people than him that work at the same fire department or on the same calendar. Why in the fuck is he famous?
He's like the schlubbiest fuck.
Like 3 or 4 separate groups of people came up to him throughout the movie. Oh, you're Mr. February.
Oh my God,
like,
you're Adam Sandler. Can I ride your dick?
Who the fuck would do
I know
that?
you're like a solid 5, but still.
Hey man, I give my man's a 6.
He just looks like a schlub. And like
To know how it feels to fall in love. Unintentional Mr. Deed reference. Thanks, Justin.
Oh yeah, and speaking of falling in love, so yeah, like of course the conflict is that, you know, like Adam Sandler falls in love with their lawyer, and so he's like, oh, I love you, but I have to pretend to be gay. And then like they have like a moment where they kiss, and she's like, no, it's wrong, our love is forbidden.
right after
and
she
like,
has him feel her tits.
Yeah, super cool, super not weird at all.
Thanks,
I mean,
Adam
granted,
Sandler.
the movie acknowledges that, but she forgives it and forgets it like immediately anyway, so whatever. But no, yeah, and then like she's like, you have to go, like you're married to Kevin James, you have to go, and it's super just another example of it being like in super poor taste and, you know, like very insensitive. He's like, I can't go back to him, he hits me, and it's like a very like one-off line, but it's like, come on, man, like
It's like, what the fuck?
yeah, like it doesn't. It's
that
like it
was
seems
really
like
weird.
it seems like in character, like it is presented as a joke, but it's like that's kind of fucked up, you know.
I wonder if the whole spiel of this, I feel like there's probably an asshole out there that has tried to justify this as like, well, there's supposed to be caricatures of homophobes, man, and then like the movie is really trying to preach acceptance of gay people, and you're the asshole if you're looking for that angle. It's like, no, this movie is super homophobic.
Yeah,
The
it is.
entire time. There is
I mean, yeah,
not
like
any like lip service that they give about acceptance and tolerance and all that shit towards the end. That is a complete farce.
yeah, it's an afterthought. Like
Because I'm pretty sure the entire city wouldn't have forgiven him that quickly for pretending to be gay.
Yeah, because like all these people, like one of their fellow firemen, like is like he comes out to them and he's like, "You have inspired me." Like I have
Ving
been,
Rhames, by the way.
yeah, he's like, "You have inspired me." And now I have the courage to come out. Thank you. And so they're like, "Oh shit, now I feel really bad." And then yeah, he's at the court hearing when it is revealed at the very last second that they are in fact straight, and he's just like, that's cool.
And see, the movie could have ended there, but Dan Aykroyd comes in and fucks everything up.
Yeah, because like
Dan
literally,
Aykroyd took a break from preaching about aliens in the White House to come and see on I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. And he's like their boss, and at the very end, like he knew out through the whole movie, and during that court hearing, he busts in and is like, "Nope, they're not gay." Like they were just about to get away with it too, and then
they
they
spent like
added
30
another 20
minutes.
minutes because of it.
Yeah, before that they spend like 30 minutes like being interviewed about each other and like what their lives are like at home and shit like that. And they do really well and they convince like everybody that they're gay. And then Steve Bologna is like, why don't you kiss in front of everyone? And then like they build it up and they're just about to kiss, and then yeah, he busts in and he like blows it wide open. And it has this bullshit moment where they're like, well, like, yeah, you did a lot of good for the gay community, I guess, but you still broke the law. You committed fraud. You got to go to jail. And so, and everybody in the fire department's like, well, then you have to arrest me too. And it's like this really cheesy moment. And then the movie tries to subvert your expectations because you think that they're not going to get arrested. But then no, they just arrest the whole fire department.
Because
I really like that. That was cool how they arrested the entire fire department. And now if there's a fire, they're fucked.
it's like they're just as horrible people as they were at the beginning of the movie, but now everybody likes them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand where the shift was.
Oh, and the whole one character that like is secretly gay. You know, that also felt like that, and the little kid both felt extra mean because it was describing a situation of like, oh, maybe you could help me come out to my parents. But the whole joke is that it's Ving Rhames. So like he looks like a super tough guy.
Yeah.
Like a big buff black dude couldn't possibly be gay. And you know, it just felt really, really mean.
There's a joke that Adam Sandler makes when he's like teasing. He tries to make. Well, no, that's the thing. He's like teasing Larry about his son being gay, probably, and he says something about like, he's like talking about how he really likes musicals and shit like that, and he's like, hey, maybe you could get him into baton swallowing. He'd be good at that. And I was like, holy shit. Like, that's a kid. That's like, this kid's like, what, like 10? Like,
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, the whole first half hour, they're so fucked up that you'd just never care again about them.
He's a little kid with the patented, like, Adam Sandler movie dickhead bowl cut that at least one character has in, like, half of his movies.
Yeah.
To signify that they're a dickhead.
Oh, my God. And also, let's talk about Rob Schneider's character.
Oh my god!
Because this movie wouldn't feel right without at least one racial stereotype. But we've got two. There's the Russian maid.
Racist.
And
there's the Russian maid.
Be Rob Schneider.
And then Rob Schneider plays like this Asian. What's the word I'm looking for? Like he runs like a cheap wedding thing. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but you know what I'm saying.
Like a chapel.
He gets people married and like by Niagara Falls. And does like super quick weddings and shit like that. And he's got like these like giant glasses and a bowl cut and he like
a big fake nose.
Yeah, and like all
and
of like the
teeth.
like Asian stereotypes like that, Yeah,
like
it's really uncomfortable.
So fucking racist.
He runs this joke into the fucking ground. He marries two people in the movie. He marries Chuck and Larry, and then he marries their friend later with Nick Swartzen. And each time he's like, he says the thing about how the ring is a circle, like your marriage and love, and it has no beginning or end. And then he's like, it's not a triangle because triangles are pointy. It's not a square because those have a bunch of stops. And he just goes on like that for a full fucking minute. And I'm like, all right, it's not funny.
And he calls it a ling like 50 times. And it's just like, oh, come on,
shit
man.
like that. Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah. Trying to do his best Charlie Chan impression, I guess. Like, fucking terrible.
Oh, and when this movie does try to be serious, like, because the serious element of it is, you know, like when like Kevin James, Larry's wife died 3 years ago, and he still has like a bunch of her shit that he probably should have gotten rid of a while ago, and Chuck is such a dick to him about it. Like, he like actively like makes fun of him for like not being over the death of his wife. And
He's like, man, you got a shrine to her, man. You gotta go out and get some pussy, man.
Well, like, he even like imitates. He like pretends to be her. He like imitates her voice at night while he's sleeping and pretends to be her ghost. And I'm like, dude, his fucking wife died, man. Like, stop being a dick.
Like, he's supposed to be his best friend.
Yeah, he's such an asshole about it through the whole movie.
Yeah, it comes up just extremely mean.
And even more of an asshole when he like tries to exaggerate his New York accent and it just sounds bad. Yeah. But then half the time he's not doing it.
Yeah, it's very selective.
That doesn't help either.
Yeah.
I feel like most of these like bad Sandler movies, or just pretty much all of Sandler movies,
hey, Justin,
is like they'll just be like 90% bullshit, but then and jokes that go nowhere. It's almost like Family Guy, where like no joke really has any relevance, and they're just trying to get like the fart jokes out of the way and get it all out of their system. And then they have some like really heavy-handed moralizing at the end to try to give you the illusion that the movie has a point. Like with this, it's like, oh, well, you didn't give a shit about gay when we saved you in that fire, other firemen from Grandma's Boy. and then in the courtroom, it's the same thing of like, oh, you know, they did so much for the gay community. It's like, what? No, they didn't.
Yeah.
They made fun of it the whole time. They just dunked on the gay community. Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
And fuck this movie.
You know, towards the end there, when the fire department captain like busts in and blows the lid off their farce of a marriage, he gives a big speech about how, like, you know, like he doesn't care that they're straight or if they're gay or whatever, I don't know, and like for a moment the movie like acknowledges some of the lesser known or lesser accepted sexualities, especially for this time, and I was really surprised because he acknowledges like He acknowledges asexuality and pansexuality, and I was like, huh, that's pretty cool of this movie from 2007 to acknowledge both of those things. But then he like turns it into a joke, and he goes on to talk about like bisexuality, trisexuality,
and you're like, oh god, it's a dunk.
Yeah, like it turns into a joke, and it's like, all right, fucking.
You were so close.
Yeah, like I could have given you points for that because like 2007, that's pretty progressive, but no, you fucked it up.
An Adam Sandler movie, progressive? Nah, man, this is for the bros. This is for the Budweiser label facing the camera bros, man. I guess that's the one thing is maybe I just didn't pick up on it because I was trying to claw my fucking eyes out the whole time. This has like 2% less egregious product placement than his usual schlock. Like bench warmers or Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill is like my valley. Well, it was my valley for Adam Sandler movies. I think this might be worse.
I haven't seen Jack and Jill, so
I'm very
we'll have to do
curious.
that one day.
Yeah.
I mean, to give you some perspective, and we'll probably cover that for the show one day. Probably also picked by me.
Definitely.
But it's got Al Pacino in it.
What?
I did know about that.
And he's a joke. Like, I feel like there always has to be at least one or two like semi-serious actors
To give it some credibility. That's why they had Steve Buscemi in this.
Yeah, and Ving Rhames, who I literally just know from Pulp Fiction. But yeah,
Dawn
Al
of the Dead.
Pacino is the like stand-in. Hey, we have a real actor here for Jack and Jill.
Give
And they
us
have
an
Rex
Oscar.
Ryan, and they have Rex Ryan, the old coach of the Jets, in there for some reason.
I never would have noticed that.
Oh yeah, I forgot because Adam Sandler always has to have like some kind of. Again, this is for the bros, man. This is for the dads in the audience, the fucking like mid-30s Gen X dads, man. So he's got to like have these characters also be like massive sports fans.
Yeah.
And Kevin James, he likes to grill hamburger patties in a baseball
just gonna
uniform
say
and then
that.
put it into his spaghetti like a fucking animal.
What the fuck? That's what
Justin,
he
you
serves
do
as
that
good dinner. Oh, it's so weird.
I wouldn't cook that for my kids. I'd cook it for myself.
Justin, you eat dino nuggets.
Yeah,
You're-
dino
you're-
nuggets are better than putting hamburger patties in your spaghetti. Like the fucking Dark Ages.
It's a quick meatball. It's all meat. It's fine.
He didn't even
You know what?
ground it up. He didn't ball it up or anything. He just
what?
put
I'm
some
gonna defend
fucking
this.
burger patties in there. He went straight to McDick's and cut some McDoubles to put into his stupid
That's
spaghetti.
true. A real Gen X dad would have just went to fucking McDonald's and got McGangbangs for his kid.
Why hasn't one of these movies name dropped the McGangbang? That's a very like Adam Sandler tier joke.
One movie did. I think it might have been Zombieland. I think I might be wrong, but I do remember it being referenced. And I was like, huh, nice. They know what's up. They're real. They're real peeps.
They fuck with probably the best thing that you can get from McDonald's. No, they're cookies. Their cookies are
Which
good.
is a bastardized Frankenstein monster of a sandwich is the only edible thing from McDonald's.
It's literally just two sandwiches pasted together and people act like it's a fucking delicacy.
That's all you got, man.
Like you can make that at any other restaurant too. Like if you want to go get some sewage from KFC or like Captain D's. Can we talk about how bad Captain D's is to try to detract from us actually talking about this movie?
I haven't had
dude.
Captain D's in a very long time.
Me either. I can't go to Captain D's, man. It's like literally playing Russian roulette.
That's true. You can either have the shellfish allergy, or you can just get food poisoning like recreationally from there.
Exactly.
We have a lot to say about Chuck and Larry.
No, let's talk about shitting our brains out at Captain D's some more.
No, man. What was it
Way
like?
more pleasant experience.
We were like 30 or 40 minutes into the movie when I noticed that we had all just been quiet for like 5 minutes. None of us had said anything because we were all just like waiting for anything notable to happen. It was just dead.
I wish we had watched this in person because like I just kind of had like this smelling shit expression the entire time, especially whenever they were talking, like addressing the little kid, like the little gay kid.
I can't tell you how many times I heard Justin go,
I wasn't even trying to be funny. That was just
oh yeah, no, I was doing
that was
too.
just an affect of this.
I can't tell you how many times I went,
Too bad we didn't have a recording of the Discord call because we could just have a compilation of.
Or
Just
what?
I mean, dude, there's no
like,
better- There's no better way to describe like what to expect with this movie, you know? Like it's just every joke is just an eye roll. Like
Because it's just like a shitty. They're all just shitty gay jokes, and like
What
it's
was
the
the-
most
what was the, like-
predictable, like lowbrow ones that you could get.
what was the one joke that you guys laughed at? With the mail?
With the mail.
Oh yeah, he got like the giant box of condoms in the mail.
Oh yeah, he
that
gets
was
a
pretty
500 count box of Trojan like Magnum condoms.
Yeah, it's like
I
after
think it was
Adam-
pretty funny.
It was after Adam Sandler moved in, and that's the first thing he had mailed to himself. That and a blow up sex doll. That was one joke. That was pretty funny. But aside from that,
The other thing was Kevin James's son that does like Johnny Cage is somebody, he does a split and punches him in the nuts. That made me smile.
God damn it, Justin. I was really hoping that you guys wouldn't mention that because that was going to be my good thing.
I really appreciate that Kevin James assaulted somebody at an elementary school and there were no repercussions for that. That was cool.
Yeah, it's like Cobra Kai.
I gotta look up some quotes from this because that'll just kind of illustrate perfectly the whole
Listening to
Christ.
Dan Aykroyd.
I'm gonna make like motivational posters with quotes from I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. I'm gonna make that my wallpaper. Holy Shamu.
Oh, like there's when Kevin James goes to his kid's school for like career day or whatever the fuck. This little kid stands up and I love the trope of making kids curse because it's funny. Like, isn't that really hilarious? If a kid says shit, that's like instant comedy powder to put on your desk.
It depends. It could
OD
be funny.
But this little turd says, Mr. Valentine, you said you're a fireman. Do you have 2 jobs? Because my dad said that you're also a butt pirate. I bet they thought that was the funniest fucking thing in the editing room. They're like, that's going to get the dads laughing.
It was funny when I was also 9.
Oh, and they say the F word like a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like within minutes of starting. This is supposed to be PG-13. That's another Adam Sandler thing, is he likes to have all these extremely raunchy and like offensive movies, but he never has the balls to make them an R, because then all the kiddies can't go see them with their horrible parents that are dragging them to this. So when are we talking about Don't Mess with the Zohan?
I saw that in the theater.
Oh my god.
I was 18 when it came out, all right? I don't want to hear it.
I need a long time before we talk about another Adam Sandler movie.
You need to like shit this one out.
Yeah, I need to digest this.
See, I need to get you away from Justin a little bit, Harlan. I got to show you a good Adam Sandler movie. They do exist, I swear to God.
I like Billy Madison. I just don't think it's some fucking classic.
It is.
People act like it's fucking Schindler's List.
Justin, last week, I bought a dual pack of Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore on Blu-ray, and I would rather watch that than Schindler's List.
I don't remember if it was Happy Gilmore or Waterboy that I watched and I kind of hated because I thought it was stupid.
It's probably Waterboy. Happy Gilmore is not as stupid as those other two, for sure. Like, just the straight up, just stupid comedy. It's just kind of like, it's just a comedy movie. I don't know. Happy Gilmore's good. I like Happy Gilmore.
And like, maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe the fart jokes and all that worked because it was the 90s and like Beavis and Butthead and South Park they were starting up and really big. So maybe like it was just a different time, but like 2007, you can't be doing that shit. Come on. Fucking Rambo 4 came out a year after this. You need like extremely dark and bloody and private military contractors and political commentary about Bush. That's what I want for my 2007 movie, not, did you know that these guys are gay and that gay men fuck? We have lots of sex. That's another joke too. It's like, oh, well, so what do you do? Well, we have lots of sex because we're gay. That's it. Guys fucking is funny. I guess
if this was real life, they would have known they weren't gay like in 2 seconds. Like they're just trying so hard.
No, if this was real life, nobody would have given a shit.
That's also true.
Like, gotten news coverage.
They wouldn't have had a fucking investigator on them,
especially in New York City, where no one could give less of a fuck.
All right,
like if it was like some hick town like here, then whatever. But New York City, like. People aren't stopping for gay people in New York City, man. Not even in 2007. Get out of here.
Yeah, it was a weird choice to like set this in New York City, where like you can pretty much guarantee that nobody would have given a shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like one of the most liberal cities in the country.
Yeah, like why not just put it somewhere else?
Put this in like Valdosta, Georgia.
Yeah,
and then you could see that the general populace would care.
Well, they probably would have been lynched. It was that
south. Yeah, I mean, we guess we didn't get that far. We just needed to make sure that we like rake the idea of being gay through the coals because funny or whatever.
Yeah. We need a nice middle ground, like Athens.
It's not even just that it's offensive. It's just that it's like there's no nuance to it. There's no bite. There's nothing that makes it like remotely funny. Like you could, I don't know, even like South Park is higher brow than this.
Somehow,
well, South Park is very self-aware, you know, like, and this movie is just not. There isn't any amount of self-awareness in this movie. Like, it's like it's the first draft, and they never went through it again to be like, maybe we should take this out. It's a little too much.
What's the audience for this? Like when they market research the shit out of this, who do you think they were? I think maybe like old white or like mid-30s white dads
Yeah,
see, that's the
I
thing.
think that's the best one.
Republican
Like,
dads.
That's one thing about Adam Sandler. They probably didn't even have to do that. Like, people will go see it, especially in 2007, just
yeah.
because it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I think it's
Dark
for
time.
like people who yeah, like probably like around
Dickheads.
or yeah, like boomerish kind of people who like they're kind of okay with gay people, but also it makes them a little uncomfortable. Like the kind of people who like when they meet a gay person, they're like, "Hey man, that's cool, but don't hit on me." They say shit like that, you know?
Yeah. No homo, the movie. That's what this is. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm okay with them being gay, but they better not get in my face about it. Better not get in my
better not
face.
shove it down my throat. Yeah, shit like that.
Stop the count. Gonna rock through Pelosi's window. God damn it.
Topical. See, I pronounce you Chuck and Larry just brings you to a dark place, and here we are.
Yeah. That caused the riots.
The last
movie got-
DVD copy was unearthed, and it just sent everyone into a
It stirred
frenzy.
up a frenzy.
It got added to Peacock, and people were reminded of what we had done.
Yeah. After
as
being
a
like
society.
lulled into a daze from 6 seasons of The Office, they had to go and watch I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry to like cleanse their palate. And they got
I don't
pissed
think I-
off and stormed the Capitol. I got nothing else, man. I don't know what
Yeah,
else
I
to
got
say
nothing
about this shit.
Yeah, that's it.
But what do you have to say about it? That's nice. Johnny Cage, the kid doing the Johnny Cage split dick punch. That's mine.
The condom box was funny.
Okay, that's good.
The dance party looked fun.
What do you mean the dance party looked fun? Like you wanted to be there?
I mean,
When you say it like that, it sounds stupid.
It's like they're looking at they go to this Halloween party and they're looking around like, ugh, look at all these gays. But it's like, I don't know, man, it looks fun.
Yeah, like people were dancing.
Yeah,
It looked like fun. There was
they were
food,
having fun.
you know?
It's
Looks
cool.
more
That's
lit
fun.
than watching
music.
the fucking Mets at home. Like,
sure.
You know, as like a set, it was believable. It looked like a fun party.
I'll go to fucking
I'd go to
any
that.
Halloween party. You know me.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
it
yeah.
looked fun.
Actually, you know what? Sorry. I made fun of you at first, but I accept it. Let's do this. See, I
know,
changed just
actually-
like Chuck and Larry.
Thinking man shit.
I'll say
I
another
grew-
good thing. I thought the scene. I think you guys agreed with me on this. When they get in that cab, and the cab driver calls them the F word, and they like start like
They beat
they're
the
like,
shit
hey,
out of 'em.
hey, that you can't say that. You call
No.
us gay. Don't say that. And they like get on his case, and then they start beating the shit out of him. I thought that was kind of funny. Like it was the only thing that made me kind of like laugh through my nose a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely heard
20% harder.
Yeah,
I heard a fine sniff in there.
yeah. It was just a little.
Big schneef. All right,
Yeah,
what
I
would you
think
give
that's
it out of 10? I give it a 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that low.
I wouldn't go that low either. Like I've definitely seen shit that's worse, but like as I'd say
This was
I'm having
painful.
I'm
You know,
having a hard
I-
time deciding between 3 or 4. I think we're gonna fall on a 3.
I was gonna say 4, but then I remember that it's almost 2 hours long, and that's just inexcusable.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no reason for that.
Yeah, we're going 3.
If it were an hour and a half, I'd give it a 4, like because that's pretty quick, you know, in and out. But come on, 2 hours, Jesus, did not need to be that way.
All right, Harlan, what's our trivia?
I have a
So
whopping
excited.
a whopping one whole bullet point to read you. That's only kind of interesting. Excuse me. Co-screenwriter Alexander Payne disowned the film, claiming Sandler changed most of what Payne and co-writer Jim Taylor had written, calling the film offensive, homophobic, and generally stupid.
Wow.
So this was
Based
an
as
Oscar
fuck.
winner. So this was an Oscar winner before Sandler got involved.
I
Yeah.
took the words right out of my podcast.
Yeah, we could have just said that and then been done with it.
Yeah, it's a perfect summary of the movie.
Yeah. Just generally stupid.
Damn. All right.
Not even like fun stupid. It's just like,
Yeah.
like brain hemorrhage stupid.
Yeah, like eye rolling stupid.
Damn. Well,
So-
we got to cleanse our palate from that shit. What are we watching next?
I don't know if you guys heard, but a sequel just came out to something we watched not long ago. So I'll see you guys next week when we talk about We Can Be Heroes.
What the
Oh my
flying
God.
French is that?
Shark Boy
That's
and
a-
Lava Girl too.
Yeah, it's a Shark Boy and Lava Girl
Oh.
sequel. Yeah.
Oh my God, we're watching that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's on Netflix, baby.
This is
Ooh.
new territory. Oh shit.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, King, go off.
all right. I'm excited for that one.
All right. You've
Yeah.
piqued my interest. I didn't even know it was called that. That shows what I know about
they
anything.
probably should have called it like Shark Boy and Lava Girl 2, just to keep like the brand
I
recognition.
mean, I would have tried to distance myself from that too. So
Shark Man and Lava Woman too. It's
nah, dude,
not as funny
they don't
because
want
they're
to distance
older.
themselves. They're banking on the nostalgia, so they should have used that brand recognition. But whatever.
I love that we're
True.
like down such a rabbit hole of irony where Shark Boy and Lava Girl has like a giant cult following. Like this movie that farted in and out of theaters like 15 years ago.
dream.
dream,
And it's got like this rabid fan base. All the Shark Boy heads out there.
Oh yeah,
All right.
Carlin, have you
Oh,
been
yeah.
working on your Lava Girl costume for next year's Dragon Con?
It's already done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you
But I'll wear it
implying?
next week when we talk about We Can Be Heroes.
All right.
Bye.
All right. I now pronounce this podcast to be over.
Good showmanship.
You're trash, bro.
I need a second, okay? Why can't anybody give me a goddamn second?
Hold on. You dig on multiverses?
That's it. What, we some kind of
B-roll boys.